Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking about San Antonio Spurs, y'all. And it looks like DJ is in the COVID protocol system. Oh, hell no, man. Come on, bruh. We did not need this right now.
Damn.
Here we are as Spurs Nation trying to make a push to get this man in the All-Star game, and then this bull jive happened.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And don't get me wrong, I understand why the protocols are set into place so we as basketball fans can enjoy the sport that we love, and they can continue throughout the season and make it to the end, etc. So I'm not bashing the accords or the protocols, but man, it just sucks for Murray because he was coming into his own. He had a little bit of a rhythm. He was shooting poorly last game, but he was dishing out dimes like no one's business, man. So I wanted to keep that momentum going, not just for Murray, but for the Spurs team, for Spurs Nation. So what does it mean for him to be in NBA COVID protocols? What does that exactly mean? But before we jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay, what does that mean for Dejounte Murray and the Spurs being in COVID protocol? Now, I don't know a lot about what's going on with the San Antonio Spurs right now. You know, they're very quiet, they're very in-house, so we won't really know too much. But I'm not sure if Murray tested positive for COVID or was he exposed for COVID, because that makes a difference. Now, if he tested positive for COVID, he's not going to be able to play probably until, you know, earliest when the Spurs play the Celtics. That's January 5th, man. He's missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games almost. 6-7 games minimum. And you know how the San Antonio Spurs rock. They're not going to rush him back. They're not going to bring him back immediately. So my man can miss almost 10 games with this foolishness. I could see them, you know, bringing him back slowly, because you can't work out when you have COVID. Like, you can't work out. The NBA doesn't allow you to work out. Now, if I'm Murray and I don't have any symptoms, I'm trying to work out, you know, on the low. But that remains to be seen. Now, if he doesn't have it and he was exposed, that changes it a little bit, but he has to have like a negative test, 2 negative tests within 24 hours before he can come back. Now, we can cross our fingers and hope that possibly he had a false negative test similar to his buddy LeBron James, but you know how that goes. I don't think Murray has the pull that LeBron James has. But either way you look at it, man, it's bad news for Murray. It's bad news for him because no player can just take 10 games off and come back, you know, immediately in rhythm. So it might take him, you know, better up 12 games to really get back into the flow of things when he was doing well, you know, averaging the 18 points, the 8 rebounds, the 8 assists. You know, that can be devastating to his year. We saw something similar happen to Derek White last year. Derek White was, you know, turning the corner. He was playing a lot better. He was getting some confidence, and then boom, he got hit with COVID, and he never really recovered because soon after that he got an ankle injury and whatnot. So I'm hoping the same thing doesn't happen to Murray. And as a Spurs as a whole, how do you move forward without this player? Like, who picks up the mantle? Because he does a whole lot for this team, you know, rebounding, assists, scoring. So, you know, Derek White and Lonnie Walker, and then I heard they're pulling Primo back, you know, really have to step their game up for the Spurs to be able to, you know, weather the storm without, you know, their best player this season. So it just sucks hearing this. It sucks that he has to go through this. It sucks that the Spurs organization has to go through this. This whole thing sucks, man. It could affect so much. It could affect his stock in the most improved player category. It can affect his stock as far as, you know, being a borderline all-star this year. It can affect the Spurs. It can affect Popovich getting those wins. You know, if we can't fill that gap, you know, and stop the bleeding. Like tonight, we played the Detroit Pistons. We got to get that win, man. We got to get that win against that team. But, you know, a blow like this can hurt our confidence, can throw our game off a little bit. So we just got to see what happens. And what's just really scary about all this is the fact that I remember how the Spurs struggled when Jakob was out. You know, our rebounding was off, our defense was off, our size was, you know, our lack of size was even more noticeable than before. We struggled without him, man. We really struggled. Now, the Spurs are comprised of a lot of wing players, so it might be easier to kind of, you know, plug someone in and make this thing work. Put Derrick White at the point, maybe put Lonnie Walker at the 2, and then see what happens. And they both been playing pretty darn good, so hopefully they can, help this out. But then there's another side of this whole COVID thing. When you think about Landale, for instance, he caught it. And that joker, it took him forever to make it back on the floor. Now, granted, he's a rookie. Granted, Popovich, treats rookies a little differently. I'm pretty sure they'll probably fast track Murray back to the court once he's clear the COVID out of his system, if he's tested positive. Because again, we don't know if it's a positive test. We don't know if he was exposed. We don't know that, okay? Also, another thing I forgot to mention before is that the fact if the player is vaccinated, then that might, cut down on the time that they have to, be away from the team if they don't have a positive test, okay? And I'm pretty sure everyone on the San Antonio Spurs are vaccinated, okay? But, this is a big deal. This is a big deal, man. As soon as we were getting some momentum, as soon as we were playing some teams that we can beat, this happens. So, man, this just sucks. And so it just sucks that I got to make this video, and sucks that I got to talk about this, because obviously I'm a Murray fan. I've been rooting for this guy really hard. He's been playing well. He's been playing up to the height. The Spurs are starting to win, and then something like this happens. God dog. At the end of the day, though, man, I'm confident in the other players on the team. I feel like Derrick White, with the ball in his hands most of the time, he can make things work for this team. Excuse me. And I also think that Keldon Johnson can step up his game. He's shooting marvelous from three-point land after starting abysmal this year from three-point land. So if these two guys step up, I think we got a shot. We just have to have people, pull their weight when it comes to the assists, come to the rebounding, because I think we do take Murray's rebounding and assists for granted, because he's just up there. He's high up there. You're talking about, top, 3, 4, 5 in assists, and then top rebounding guard in the league. You don't just miss, you don't not miss that. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to miss that. So you got to pick up the slack. But I'm happy to see that maybe Primo will finally get some minutes off the bench and maybe show us what he's been working on in Austin, and really get Spurs fans excited as we wait for DJ to get back healthy and strong and in shape and ready to go. And I just want to end this video, man, sending my prayers and my love to DJ, because a lot of times, because of COVID, has been around for a couple years, and we're vaccinated and we're not vaccinated, and we're boosted and we're not boosted, or whatever your decision is. I think we all have become a bit numb to COVID. So I'm just praying for this brother that he has, his symptoms are mild, because COVID is nothing to play with, man. He can get hit hard by this thing as if he has tested positive. I wish him and pray for him a speedy recovery. I know he probably never see this video, but I just want to show love towards DJ, man. Get better soon, brother. We want to see you back on the court, becoming, a Spurs legend, inch by inch, brother, inch by inch. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Check out the other videos on the channel, and I will catch you in the comments. Peace.